Welcome back to the show. Check out these headlines. Wall Street target XRP ETFs. We love it. There's a new XRP corporate treasury. You're going to want to know it, and that list is growing. Ripple partner 55 trillion exploring stable coins, tokenized deposits, and payments. Yeah, we got that and so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow us on X, YouTube, and DigPerspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, it's $4.29 trillion market cap for crypto, and the market's off 2.4%. We can see Bitcoin 123,000 plus as it's pulled back. Ethereum $4,400 plus. BNB still at the number 3 spot, and XRP falls to the number 5 spot, and we're at 288. Now, we're off 3.2 on the 24. We're off 1.8 on the 7-day. All I could say is if it gets down in that 270 plus range, boy, my trigger finger is going to get happy again. I can tell you that. I can't help it. It's not financial advice. It's ranging between 284 and 299. I triple dog dare you to dip down in that 270 range, and I'm going to show you something. You know, the other day, very quickly, Mrs. Backup was saying, you better not buy any more crypto. And then I was saying, you know what? I'm the man of this house. You don't talk to me that way. If I want to buy crypto, I'll buy crypto. Now, of course, you have to remember at the time when I responded, it sounded more like, yes, ma'am, I won't buy anything. It came out much different at the time. But that I was thinking the other part. But I'm only kidding. I broke her of this long ago. She gave up. She's like, to hell with it. If he wants to buy it, buy it. I'm just having fun this morning. What else are you going to do when we're in a dip? I'll tell you what else you could do. You can go to iTrustCapital.com/XRP Army and sign up for the greatest IRA on the planet. I'm not even kidding, okay? This is just the truth. You don't believe me? Go check it out for yourself. If you're new, you'll get a $100 funding bonus. DAI and myself have come together with iTrust and teamed up here, and you can get not only the IRA, self-directed IRA, you can manage that, get your own back office. You'll be empowered like never before. You could have the best cryptos in your IRA and physical gold and silver. It's ridiculous the kind of empowerment you get with this. If you don't know, you're about to find out. If you do know, you know exactly what I'm talking about and how good it feels. You get tax deferred or tax free. You have your choice in the back office. And now they have the PCA. And the PCA is a great way for long-term investors to really remove a lot of that attack vector from bad guys out here. And you do that by joining this closed loop system. And when you join it, look, you sign up for the account, you put your cash and crypto in. But the reality is you can trade all the cryptos available 24/7, just like any other place. But if somebody were to hack you from your end, they can only cash you out to your US checking account because you're not allowed to move crypto off of that platform. And it's done to protect long-term investors from that attack vector. So if you're looking for that kind of peace of mind, you found it right now. So click the link underneath the video. Again, itrustcapital.com/XRP Army and get started today. Here you see Texas Stock Exchange closer to opening with approval from the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission. Oh, do tell. Well, let's get down into this part right here where it says Texas Stock Exchange launches that expected to happen next fall. It won't even be the only stock exchange hosted in Dallas following the announcement of Texas TXSC's intention to seek SEC approval. The New York Stock Exchange in February announced it would reincorporate its Chicago Electronic Exchange and move it to Dallas, branding it NYSE Texas. Well, I think it's funny that the move promises to test whether Dallas's recent growth into a financial hub and financial services firms is significant enough to justify the city's new nickname, Y'all Street. Come on, we got to have fun with some of this, right? Okay, now what I want to give you here is there's a part here at the bottom I want to take you to right here, and it's, let me find it right in here, I believe it is. Hold on, it's down here at the bottom. I did have it marked and now I've lost it. So let me find this really quickly here. Here it is. The exchange will be entirely digital but have a physical presence in Dallas, Bailey said. TXSC also intends to hold bell ringing ceremonies for its companies and incorporate much of what the pomp and circumstance of its two rival exchanges with its own Texas flair, he added. So there you have that. And then to add to this, DAI grabbed this and it's spot on. BlackRock is about to tokenize the world because that same article says, with the 120 million in backing from investors like BlackRock and Citadel Securities, Bailey said the digital exchange will be state of the art and have fewer requirements for the makeup of the company's board of directors than other exchanges. TXSC also hopes to capitalize on discontent over new rules and rising fees and share price benchmarks at NASDAQ and NYSE. That's what we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen, a new financial hub. And don't forget, we're also going to get about 3 billion crypto wallets when they get this clarity bill passed. All the Mag 7, the Apples, the Facebook, the Google, and Microsoft. Check it out.
There's two bills that are currently being discussed in the House and Senate. The one that's most likely to pass in the next 60 to 90 days is the stablecoin bill. And then the second one's the market structure bill. Once those two bills pass, Apple, Microsoft, Google, Facebook are going to say, hey, we're crypto people now. And so they're going to put wallets in their platforms because they can capture an enormous amount of the market. When you add their user bases of 3 billion people.
And there you have it. 3 billion people. It's like wake up the next morning and they got a wallet. And we know that the XRP catalyst still incoming for us is another Fed rate cut expected October 15th in just a few days from now. And spot XRP ETFs begin at 18th through the 25th of this month as well. We should start to see some of those approvals happen. Ripple Bank license October 28th to the 30th. Clarity Act Senate markup late October. Clarity floor vote early November. Swell conference November 4th through the 5th. And ISO 20022 go live for Swift November 22nd. That's what we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen. And then we saw this breaking. Granite Shares has officially filed for an XRP ETF with the SEC. Now, this features 3 times long and 3 times short leveraged exposure to XRP's price. So make sure you understand that that's a great way to lose your butt if you don't know what you're doing. So be very, very careful. And then here, Cointelegraph says Ripple's legal win gave XRP a regulatory clarity. Sure did. Now that institutions are circling ETF proposals are emerging, it's becoming Wall Street's new favorite crypto. Yeah, utility. XRP family knows why XRP is important. Wall Street knows why XRP is important. But a Bitcoin maxi can't see it. Reliance Group Global has added XRP to its digital asset treasury. The rumor is XRP valued at $17 million. Okay, all right. The announcement, which was filed by the company with the SEC on September 30th, 2025, discloses the company has added XRP to its existing treasury holdings that include Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano. The company stated that it's interested in cryptos with strong fundamentals and real-world utility. There it is again. There it is again, isn't it? Oh, you know, the list is growing. List all the XRP corporate treasury companies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. How about that one? Yeah, 16 companies now using XRP in their corporate treasuries. That's how fast we're growing. And a reminder that Ripple has over 300 plus bank partnerships. Yeah. Now, after 13 years, you would think there'd be billions in daily chain, but they can't do it yet. And they can't do it yet because they just came out with the amendments for permission domains and all the rest of it, because you can't just have banks transacting with bad actors on public ledger and not knowing that they're transacting with these people. So you have to have these things like the recent amendments that we've seen. And we know BBA Bank is one of that 300 plus. And it goes all the way back to 2017, where they made their first payment using blockchain tech with Ripple and the XRP ledger. Yeah, And we know recently, the managing director of Ripple in UK and Europe, Cassie Craddock here, our new partnership with BBVA is another clear signal that the world's largest banks are embracing digital assets, spurred on by regulatory clarity from frameworks like the EU's micro regulations. How about that? Yeah, well, that takes us to the news we're getting ready to move into, which is Bank of England plans to scrap limits on stablecoin holdings. Crypto firms may soon be allowed to hold more than 10 million in stable coins. So they are opening that up because they can tell, listen, UK is a huge financial hub and they want to be a crypto hub. And this is what it takes. And what I see with the recent passing of the Genius Act, I see a cooperation between the UK and US, which is not uncommon. They're allies, right? And they're working together to get this cooperation dialed in so they can make sure that the US and UK remain financial hubs as we move to a new digital on-chain economy. And at the same time, we know Ripple had already selected BNY Mellon to custody real USD stablecoin reserves. Now, this is massive because we have some breaking news with BNY Mellon. BNY Mellon, that's right, $55.8 trillion BNY Mellon, is now exploring tokenized deposits and blockchain-based payments. Oh, you don't say. Oh, we do say. Well, here's some evidence from way back in the day that Smoke Dog decided to share on the news. BNY Mellon classifies Ripple and Stellar as special blockchain infrastructure protocols. Here it is right here. BNY Mellon at the top right. This is it. Special. Ripple and Stellar. You see it. You see it. We all see it, right? Well, you're not done seeing it. And then how about the BNY Mellon proof of concept that went on years and years ago? Many, many years ago. Yeah, this is getting super bullish, and here we see long Ripple partner BNY Mellon will begin using stable coins and tokenized deposits. They all will, says Chad Steingraber, and he's absolutely spot on in my house. Every last one. That's how I've got it too. And in fact, let's listen to Carolyn Weinberg, Chief of Product and Innovation Officer from BNY Mellon, talk about Ripple right now.
So I'm going to ask Carolyn another question, which is, so BNY has just been selected to custody stablecoins. Can you talk a little bit about how that process evolved and what your experience was in the decision making around taking that step?
Sure. So for quite a while, we've been enabling stablecoins, like Circle and others. The announcement, I think, is Ripple, Open Eden recently as well.
There you go. You caught all of that, right? Chief Product and Innovation Officer talking about Circle and Ripple.
Really focused on is the enablement and the ecosystem. So how do we actually think about this concept? We said there's treasuries underneath. You need bank accounts, you need payments. So all of these things we do to enable the stablecoin. We sort of inside we call it stablecoin in a box because we actually can enable all these things, and we have lots of partners around that do much of the pieces as well. And together, what's important is that this is about better rails, and I think Nathan said it as well. We really, if there's a pain point, if you will, for a client, how can these rails enable that? So from our perspective at BNY, what we're really focusing on is how do we enable the stable coins to actually save our clients money, to create better, cheaper, faster ways, reduction in capital and these efficiencies. So that's one really important thing for our clients. And the second thing is the role we play in this central position. Our vision is that by being the custodian and the enabler and manager in some cases for the treasuries of these stable coins, we can ultimately, in a future state, interoperate between all of them. And that interoperability, imagine a world where you have treasuries in one stable and treasuries in another, all sitting at BNY. It's a book entry in many ways. The question is, how do you have 24/7 treasuries? Or if you have a cash account and a cash account, enabling between inside BNY for the tokens to move 24/7 and the underlyings to move 24/7, that's what we're focused on. So what we're comfortable with is enabling our clients who are stablecoin issuers, who are settlers of transactions. We have 55 trillion in assets in custody. Imagine if all of those wanted to trade on blockchain within the BNY network or outside. That whole system, if you will, can be enabled through BNY. And that's what we're focused on. So hopefully that explains it. But imagine if there are loads of stable coins and everything could just move in ledger within BNY from treasury to treasury to treasury, from one to the next. That's what we're focused on. That's what we're trying to help, and to scale stable coins and then yielding coins, if you will. So Carlos brought up a product that exists that's yielding of stable coin. It's the same investment guidelines as a stable coin, but actually gives yield. So imagine just going back and forth, checking account, savings account, checking account, savings account. Ultimately, we would love to be able to do that for the system. And that's how we're comfortable.
And there you have it right there. I think that pretty much says where they're headed, right? They want to unlock all 55 trillion assets under custody and be able to provide access for it all to be able to move on ledger, same ledger, without issue. How long before the world realizes Ripple's XRP isn't competing with crypto? It's replacing the old system. This is absolutely spot on. Give XRP, X Finance Bull, a follow. This guy crushes it out here. Remember Thunes and Ripple partnership connecting over 130 countries, 90% of global FX markets. Combined, they're unlocking real-time settlement, liquidity corridors, and enterprise-grade blockchain integration, powering 70 billion plus in annual volume and enabling instant cross-border payments across multiple currencies. Think about this. While most are watching price charts, Ripple is working with banks, regulators, global networks to fix what Swift still struggles with: speed, cost, and transparency. To me, this validates what XRP has always been about: utility over hype. It's not just another token. It's the foundational piece of a digital finance that's now being adopted at scale. And I think this is exactly right. I mean, it is a market infrastructure and payment network. And you could see that, we are powering the next era of cross-border payments. And in fact, I think we just heard it confirmed by Carolyn Weinberg from BNY Mellon. So I couldn't be more excited about where we're going, ladies and gentlemen. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. We're going into the Freedom Zone. I hope you will join us today. Today in the Freedom Zone, we're going to talk about privatizing a 3-letter agency program and then calling it Palantir. If you don't know about this, you're going to want to know about this, and you're about to find out right now. You could join us inside. Just click the link underneath the video and join us in the Patreon or on YouTube or on X. Either one you want to do, we are there. It's same content. You get all your daily videos with 0 Google ads, and it is worth the price of admission on that alone, which is less than the cost of a cup of coffee per month. So make sure you join us inside. We're going in right now. So come on in.